morning. Mic check.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Do I sound different in this spot?
What spot?
5 inches over where I used to sit.
Chats on the screen.
It's Deadlift Thursday.
Yeah, I actually have to do legs today. Although this program doesn't have me doing actual regular deadlifts. I'm just doing Romanian deadlifts.
Linda said I'm only here for the candy.
We have candy?
News to me. You put on the opposite sides or no?
What do you mean?
Flip the chat?
Yeah.
I love candy so much. It actually, I think, has been part of my problem these last 2 years. No, wait.
What?
You also...
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. Why did this come up again?
Well, you said Carla Marie Anthony, so we wanted to show
There we go.
Carla Marie Anthony.
Oh, the logo? So one of the things, this isn't on the list, we're going to get through this very quickly. One of the things that we discovered this week was apparently people open cans differently from one another.
So Anthony and I both went to open a can the other day, and I said, oh, have you seen that video of the girl? I guess she opens her cans all the time when she's talking. It's like she's drinking Poppy, the soda, not soda. And she's like, everyone keeps coming at me for the way I open a can. And I go, I want to try to open it like she does. And she uses her thumb. Yeah. And I was like, ow, ow. And Anthony said, how else would you open a can? So he uses his thumb.
Let me get a different can here. So, is this on the screen? This is on the screen. Perfect. Yes. So I, for my whole life, have opened cans this way.
Absolutely.
Okay? So you put your thumb.
Ow.
Oh, wait.
It's not what you just did when I watched
you.
Yeah,
so I open cans this way. And normally my index finger ends up kind of in the mouth of the can.
That seems unsafe.
A little bit.
Oh, my God.
So that's how I normally open cans.
Slice your finger off.
You, however,
just...
Do you want to grab one of these guys?
From the bathroom?
From the fridge. And then I'll demonstrate. So that's okay. My way, right? Thumb under the tab.
Put the chat back.
And I do it that way. But we realized that some people also open cans with like a claw method. So they'll do this, like with multiple fingers. I guess normally it's your middle and your ring finger. And they open cans that way, which I thought was kind of crazy. But the bartenders and cocktail people that work here at Seattle Cocktail Week said that actually, it opens it towards you and then you're just ready to drink. So that makes sense, I guess. I don't love that idea, but it does make sense. Okay, so Heather on Long Island said I claw it using my first or middle finger. Claw opener here says Kendi. Yes, Carla Marie. On the top shelf of the fridge. On the left a little bit. Yeah, the shot today is going to look a little different. We've played around with some things in the studio, or I've played around with some things in the studio. There she is. So we're in the middle of like kind of a reset. So if the screen looks a little weird to you, just hang on. Give it the weekend, and we'll be hopefully back to not normal, but better on Monday. All right, so I did the claw,
yeah,
this
that's
one.
that's what I do.
but then there's people who just use like the index finger.
I'm gonna not think about it. I'm just gonna grab it and do
Okay.
it. It was hiding behind the pickles.
Okay, good. Well, you got to put it on. You got to show people,
I just wanted to. Yeah.
So you do
I
your
do
claw.
two fingers,
and it's your index.
and then no
in your
fingers
middle.
going in your can.
The claw freaks me out. Does anyone? There's no one in this office who opens cans like me. Apparently,
No, they all open like me. I thought.
claw. Let's see. Everyone's using. Okay, Jess from Minnesota says I use my thumb. Maybe like more. Maybe
it like actually still hurts, and that was 2 days ago.
maybe immigrants and first gen people open it with their thumb. Maybe it's like a non-American thing.
But why would that have like a commercial?
I don't know.
Like, what would have done that?
I
How
have
did
no
they
idea.
open it in the Pepsi commercial? That was. This is what's crazy.
Mhm.
There was a Pepsi commercial on the Home Alone VHS. So
Okay.
that was the OG baked-in ad,
Yeah.
if you will. A baked-in ad is something that, like, if we were to do an ad on the podcast,
Mhm.
and it's like in the audio of the podcast, not placed in. But there was an ad. It was the Coca-Cola one where the kids are skateboarding, and Pepsi kids are skateboarding, and that I would watch that commercial
That's
every time.
It's a great ad for them.
But I'm still a Coke girl if I'm gonna do it
Yeah, but I bet you were a Pepsi girl at one point in your life because I was a Pepsi kid for a while.
because
The
Pepsi
Spice Girls
points.
convinced me.
Pepsi points.
Yeah, but the Spice Girls convinced me with their Generation Next video.
Generation.
Yeah, it was a Pepsi commercial,
Wait, that wasn't Spice Girls.
wasn't it? Are you sure it wasn't? I'm like 99% sure that was the Spice Girls.
No, I'm. But Pepsi was like in our brains before Spice Girls.
Absolutely, it was Spice Girls. Says Soira. Spice Girls did Pepsi and Britney.
Oh, Britney.
Thank you, on Dana on Long Island.
Generation X was this. I don't. That's a lot to read.
Okay.
Brittany did do it because for my 6th grade technology class, when I was at the TV and radio station, I say station because there was like a CAD station, whatever, like it was the tech class. So you had like little mini labs at
And where was this?
middle school.
Okay.
At the TV and radio one, which I applied to do because I really wanted to, we remade the Pepsi commercial. So we had to film and edit it. And I, of course, was Britney Spears.
Of course you were. Of course. But let's get to the list because we haven't talked about anything on here yet. Fired and working. We're going to talk about it. And I mentioned this in today's episode of the Morning Show podcast. It's by far my favorite story of the NCAA tournament. And I don't think you were in the room when I recorded it.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Flexing on him. That's Carla Marie, apparently. Carla Marie became a rapper recently. Sillier or more silly? So, well, let's just get through this right now because this is very quick. Yesterday when I was recording the podcast, Carla Marie corrected something I said at the end of my first Core 4.
It was when you were talking about the government.
Yes, and I used the term sillier.
Yeah.
And Carla Marie tried to correct me saying, no, that's not right. You have to say more silly.
I understand that sillier does sound more fun and sillier,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure it's more silly.
I don't think so.
But
Are
now,
you, are you funnier or more funny?
well, you're not funner. I know that.
Yeah.
In the context that you said it, it just, you were like, that's even more sillier, but I think it's even more silly. Oh, there it was.
Let's see. Sillier is Wendy in Virginia. Sillier is correct, says Scotty. Scotty seems like someone who knows grammar.
Does he?
Let's see. Meg Zeroni said even more
Oh.
silly.
Thank you, Megs. Coming to us from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but Meg Zeroni is her handle, so I mean, I'm not going to trust even more silly. I think it is sillier.
I never told that story.
Mark,
Okay.
good morning. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Okay, so we got that out of the way.
Did we?
And then in about, let's give it 20 minutes
Oh.
or so between what we talk about, the commercial, and then coming back.
Wow.
What?
It's sillier.
Yeah.
That is such a weird word to see
It does look weird when you're spelling
and to
it.
say.
I feel like it feels good saying it sillier. It just got sillier and sillier and sillier.
Can I quickly tell the Meg Zeroni story?
Sure, yeah.
Did I? Whatever. She's here, so I'm going to tell it. When I was at my niece's bachelorette party, we were on a catamaran off the island of Puerto Rico. I'm swimming in the water, and all the girls that are in the bachelorette party are yelling, "Aunt Carla, there's someone on the boat who knows you," or something. And I was like, what? So I go back, and one of our boat captains was like, "My wife is messaging me saying that you're on the radio." It's like, yes, what? And turns out that Megan, originally from Connecticut, lives in and is married to someone who is from Puerto Rico. That's who our boat captain was. And I was like, well, FaceTime her. I want to talk to her. And when he FaceTimed her, she was wearing a "You Look Great" t-shirt, that's when I cried. So
yeah, I got a phone call. Or like
I FaceTimed everyone, too, in our group.
And I forgot how Carla, it was probably through Signal or something, because I don't have an Apple phone or an iPhone. And Carla Marie's crying at the bachelorette party, and I was like,
on the boat in the sun.
I was like, either she's way too drunk right now and she's like drunk crying, or something terrible happened. I had no idea. And it took a solid 60 seconds for me to, with all the yelling and the noise behind Carla Marie, to figure out that everything was fine.
Yes. I didn't realize this. One of the girls recorded me talking to Megan. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to, I need to edit that as a video and post it. It was pretty cool. It was wild.
Oh, yeah. You posted on your Instagram story. That's right.
So, what a time.
Headphone. I need to get a new little ear thing because it won't stay in. So let's get back to the list, Carla Marie. Fired and working is hands down my favorite story of the NCAA tournament. And if you listen to the morning show podcast, I'm sorry you have to hear this twice, but there is a coach. He is coaching 15 seed Long Beach State University. And I don't know how long he'd been there. It seems like he's been there for a little bit, because normally you wouldn't do this for a coach that hasn't been there for a long time. But I guess he and the school mutually agreed upon the fact that he would be leaving at the end of the season.
When did they mutually agree upon that?
A week ago. So right before the conference tournament started, he was going to basically have one final send-off game. Long Beach State was not supposed to do very well. And then that was it. They'd start their search for a new coach again.
So there was anyone at the school was like, there's a chance we make it.
They didn't think so, apparently. So he goes on to not only win what would have been his final game, wins, I think, 2 or 3 more, becomes the conference champion, which gives you an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. So this man has been coaching now for a week really well.
I've seen his press conferences.
Yeah.
And they're hilarious.
He's great. That's my favorite part, is he knows how insane this story is.
I think one of the first press conferences was media saying something about, okay, what is your plan for next year? He's like, I'm not going to be here next year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And every time he gets a question and the media has been great with him too.
Yeah.
But he'll get questions and say, hey guys, I don't have to answer anything. I'm working for free. This
I
doesn't
would just sit
matter.
there and go.
And apparently there's a Seinfeld episode where George Costanza tries to get fired from the Yankees, and everything he doesn't get fired. And he keeps comparing himself to George Costanza in that episode. It's like, I can't even get fired. I just keep playing.
So how does that work paycheck wise?
I mean, you get paid for the season, and with coaches, normally the contract is guaranteed. So let's say he was under contract for next year. He's either getting that full contract, or there's some sort of automatic payment, kind of like a severance, but way more than a normal person. I mean, the best job you can have in America is a fired basketball or football coach. Football, definitely.
College.
Yeah, in college. Well, even in the pros.
Yeah. But college,
I mean, in the college, I think Texas A&M is still paying out 3 coaches at the same time. Nebraska's paying 3 coaches.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And I know, and I get it, and I know it's different budgets. I fully understand that. Mm-hmm. But that money could be going to students who maybe couldn't go to that school because they couldn't afford it.
Well, you're not totally wrong. I mean, it is a similar budget, but if they weren't budgeting, $30 million for fired coaches every year, then that money could go elsewhere. And even if it only goes to sports, it could go to other sports outside of football who could use some resources, or women's sports.
Yeah.
whatever it is. But yeah, the best job in America is a fired college football coach. As long as you had like 2 or 3 seasons left, you are golden because you just chill. And the best part is you can take a job with like a Fox Sports, an ESPN, CBS Sports, any of the college broadcasting stations, get your paycheck from your school and make a couple $100,000 extra working for one of the big networks.
I would like to just make a couple $100 extra dollars.
Yeah, that is the best job in America. And it's like, no one takes you that seriously. You're a college football coach. Like, you're supposed to have a good time.
This basketball coach, it's got to be great just waking up in the morning being like, can't get fired.
Yeah.
Because I already did.
Exactly.
Going to work.
He can do whatever
And I feel like that's probably part of the reason why they are playing so well. Because it's like, this is fun and funny.
I do think he's probably coaching a little differently. Like, I'm just going to have fun.
YOLO.
Doesn't matter. And it seems like obviously he was able to keep coaching so that the kids like him, right? Like the players must like him enough where the school said, we don't want to blow up this whole thing.
Do you think the school's going to be like, actually, you did really well, stay?
I think he's had enough press and he's won enough, right? Winning your conference tournament. And who knows? I mean, I don't think they're going to beat Arizona today, but if he does,
I'm rooting for him.
that'd be great. Oh, absolutely rooting for him.
The Long Beach.
I think they're the Lancers.
What is it? The worst mascots in America.
Is it that they're a horse of some sort?
Or in college. Bless.
Thank you. Is it the Lancers? Long Beach State University mascot.
The hell?
That's
that's
That's the name of.
Wait, California State University, Long Beach? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right there. Go down. People also ask.
LB, the shark.
Nickname is the Beach Dirtbags.
This doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I'm going to ESPN. LB is the name of the mascot.
Yeah, like Blitz.
Yeah.
But Blitz is a Seahawk. What did my brain just do for a second? I almost said, what bird is Blitz?
Okay, here we go. Long Beach State. Why can't I
That
find
reminds me of the San Diego.
someone on the internet? Help me out here.
Well, you're not even in the chat, so we don't even know if we're still on.
Well, I can't be on every screen at the same time, Carla
Yeah,
Marie.
but I don't even know what's happening. Ricky's here.
Ew. Where is it? Where? I don't see her name.
I just saw Martha saying hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ricky. So have we figured it out? Does anyone know?
Fred the Mailman said, paying people you fired is the best thing the Cleveland Browns do.
They do it a lot.
Did somebody sneeze?
I sneezed like 30 seconds ago.
Did I say bless you?
Yes. Carla Marie's brain is not working. Flugs21, thank you for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate you very much.
It's probably Flugs.
Flugs?
It's definitely Flugs.
I was thinking Flugs like lugs, like the boots.
No. So what the hell is this school?
You got me.
Long Beach. Is there a website that just has the mascot for everything?
Long Beach State University sports. Let's get to their athletics department here. I've never seen a school that doesn't use.
They're probably not proud of it.
Like you go to the Seton Hall Athletics website, it says Pirates right away.
Mascot LB, even on Wikipedia.
But they're not like the LBs. LB is the name of the shark. But I don't even know if let's see, player of the week. Let's go to their merch.
They're called the Dirtbags.
Dirtbag Nation.
I can't. They are.
They're the Long Beach State Dirtbags? What?
How does it? This got even better. I found Dirtbag.
Is this for real?
I told you that's their nickname.
Their merch is pretty great, honestly.
Yet there's literally, it doesn't say a single thing about a shark.
But that's
But the LB itself makes me want to gag a little bit.
Why?
But that font, but it does remind me of the Padres.
The B kind of reminds me of like the Red Sox actually. LB Basics. Are they really the dirtbags? All right, this school's, you know what? This school deserves to lose and lose their coach.
Marijuana, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for those 5 gifted subs. Appreciate that. All right, now Carla Marie, how are you, quote unquote, flexing on
Well, it was actually a moment of I had to decide if I was going to do that or not.
okay.
So I went to a Seattle Cocktail Club happy hour this week. It was open to the public. It wasn't like a members only one. So there were some new people there. It was really cool. It was at Dreamland. Great time. But I met a whole group of new people, and I'm just sitting at this table talking to them. They're all getting to know each other as well. And my new friend Charlotte said, what was everyone's best Halloween costume?
Good question.
And I was like, well, I mean, I got so many. But I'm in my head, I'm like, do I show them Taylor Swift costume with a photo of Taylor Swift?
Oh, God.
And I actually decided not to.
Wow.
I did not.
Wow.
I was like that, but
You went with the modest approach.
I was also like, I don't need a million questions. I just want to get to know people like a normal. I don't want this to be about me.
Hey, you are a normal person.
I
just
know
so you
that, but I mean, like, normal people don't have Halloween photos with Taylor Swift.
Some might. Some might.
And they haven't met her 4 times.
Some might. Most people don't just talk about it openly like
Right.
that.
So
Actually, most people probably would.
So
actually.
instead, I showed the epic Dwight costume.
That's a good one, too.
And do you know what happened?
What?
Someone said, oh, are you the guy from that farmer show?
What? What farmer show?
So it could be the plant. There was a plant show. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And I was like, no.
So they didn't know who Dwight was.
And then someone goes, oh, Beats. Oh, are you the guy from The Office? I was like, yeah, I gotta go. And that was the last conversation I had with him.
Well, that was cool. Okay.
So now I was like, I should have showed Taylor Swift.
I don't think so. I mean, but here's the thing: you have a Taylor Swift picture without Taylor Swift.
It's not as cool.
But you have one.
Do I?
You could have shown. I'm sure you took a picture in that costume without Taylor Swift at some point. You could show that one.
I did not. Who just said that? You showed it to me and said, someone from Seattle Cocktail Club said that. Maybe I did.
It's probably Amy.
Yeah. Martha would like us to sing happy birthday to her son, Jake. I don't know if he's currently watching, but it's his birthday. How old is Jake today?
11.
All I know is
made that
that
up.
his birthday is March 20th, 21st. 20.
Oh, is that what it says on the sheet? Nah, whatever.
Clean pillows. Thank you for that.
Let's
21st. 21st.
listen. I had a lot of stuff to fix this morning because I was supposed to do it last night, and then Carla Marie needed me to go back to the house, so I couldn't finish everything.
Violation.
What?
This is a HIPAA violation.
Why?
I was having a health crisis.
I didn't talk about that. You could talk about that if you like.
20. How would you say that? 21st.
Yeah.
Why don't we say 21st?
Got me.
Like, why is it that once we get to a 1, like, because it's 20th,
Well, we do it
19th,
with 2 as
18th,
well.
17th. Yeah, why?
And 3.
Yeah, but they all have different
Exactly,
things.
yes. I'm not sure
But
why
then when
that
we
happened.
get back to 4th,
I don't know, Carla Marie. Let's do this. It is 8:35 here on the West Coast. We haven't even touched on this yet, but we do have a big group decision. This is a serious thing.
well, okay.
No, it's a serious decision.
Yes, but it's not like
No,
serious.
you're not deciding if I'm going to have like heart surgery. That's not the decision. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take our quick break. Let me get the game set up here so that you can play while we are in our break. And then
I can't believe this school's the dirtbags. I'm still perplexed by.
yeah.
I need to do more research into this. Long Beach. But what? So I guess their like school things just say Long Beach, like their official jerseys.
They're the Long Beach Dirtbags.
Oh, no, literally on their basketball schedule for the Long Beach State University Dirtbags.
Gotta love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will make this group decision. All right, let's do it.
Play or something. Is that right? Is that go? Okay, so is our mics on? We hear you. I knew it.
Okay. I think everyone's back. It looks like, let's see, is the chat back from the ad break? It is.
Crushed it today.
Yeah, seriously. And we are back. Welcome. Hi, Carla Marie.
Hi, Anthony.
So, we have a decision to make. This is a group decision. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off that stupid thing in my ear here.
Can everyone hear that?
I think so. Okay, there we go. So, we have a group decision like we've been saying for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be really cool if everyone is on board.
Or we just say no.
Or we say no. And it's either option is fine. If not enough people think this is a good idea. And we can't and won't do it. Or I should say won't and can't do it without you. So, without further ado, and it's something that we've talked about for a while, how would everybody feel about a You Look Great group trip? Like an actual trip.
Yes. To another country.
Yeah.
Not America.
There are a lot of options, and you can break it down because I don't even really know how we got involved with this company or might get involved with this company.
Yeah. So Trova Trip is the name of the company. They reached out and they run group trips with influencers, creators, whatever, just people that have a community. I know Blake from The Bachelor is doing a bunch of them right now. I know our friend Lady Law has done them, and Kirkland Kitties, who watches our show, has gone on Lady Law's trips. Cool. So basically how it works is we, the group leader, essentially, says, okay, we want to do this trip somewhere, anywhere. Who's interested? That's the first step. And then we have to have this survey, and we get a bunch of people to fill it out. If we get enough people to fill it out, they say, okay, your audience is definitely interested in traveling with you. Then we kind of decide where we're going to go, what the budget would definitely be. And then if people are interested, they put down a down payment. If enough people put down a down payment, it's confirmed, and we're going.
And it's not even that many.
No,
I thought it was going to be like,
people.
you need 50 people to show up. Yeah,
trips are
8?
anywhere between 8 and 24 people, I think. So it wouldn't be more. I don't think we could have more.
I think we can actually go above 24,
but we have to
hit a minimum of 8 though.
Okay.
They like to tell you, I guess, that anything between 8 and 24 is doable. If we get more than 24, which we'd love to see, it might limit some of the options.
Yes.
I think, because obviously larger groups are harder to accommodate. Let's see. So Martha said she is in. Audrey says yes. What else do we have here?
But it's
the price point is obviously important.
Of course.
Yeah.
And how it works is they plan out everything for you. So there's like 5 days, 6 day, 8 day, 10 day.
Yeah.
There's that as well. We have a guide too the whole time with us, so it's not that we are in charge.
No,
thank God.
We don't want that.
And there's some meals are included I think because we're going to show you some of the options. Some meals are included. Every like excursion or trip thing that is listed, I believe, is included. But then there's also downtime. We can also plan to do things that aren't on the itinerary as a group. We can say, hey, we're all going to this bar. Yeah. Whatever.
So you'll see when we talk about the list, you'll see like for we'll do Bali. Bali says it's only $1,800, whereas Costa Rica says it's $2,000. Okay,
there's some even more, but
the reason I'm bringing that up is because you still, for the Bali trip, you'd have to get yourself to Bali. The only thing that's not included is your flight. Yeah. Once you book your flight and book this trip, everything. The transportation there while you're on the trip is included. Obviously, some meals. Yeah. So it's an interesting opportunity. I think we should try to keep it to something like Costa Rica a little closer and something under a week.
I agree with that. Also, we would be probably traveling next February and March.
Yeah.
Or not both.
Yeah, this has to be confirmed. I think they need a minimum 8 months out or something. But yeah, it would be somewhere between 5, 6. I think 7 days is pushing it. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Vacations are 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, but that's the trip. Like you have to account for days of travel too. So we want to make sure that everyone can get there and get back without too much additional stress.
All right, so we're gonna pull it up on the screen.
Yes, I can do that.
So the first step will be if. It seems like everyone's happy about this. It wasn't like people were like, no, I'm going to hate travel.
I sure hope so.
The first step will be we got to get that survey out there. And we need to prove that we could get people.
Let's see. Window capture. Browser.
How fun, though. We've been talking about this for like 18 years.
Oh, and that's not working all of a sudden.
And we could even do a stream from there, like a live...
Yeah.
Group event.
Here we go. Let's just put this. I'll make this smaller.
Would we do the morning show podcast?
We'd figure something out. Okay. We could do live games for the podcast.
That'd be fun.
That'd be kind of cool. All right. So this is the page. And we'll have a link. You don't have to worry about going there now. We'll have a link that actually has like our information and whatnot.
Yeah. Don't book any of these.
Hey, listen, if you want to go do Borneo with the hosts of Tooth and Claw, by all means, or if you want to go to Italy with Steven and Gabby.
This isn't on the screen yet, Tones.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Let's do that then. Now it should be on the screen.
Okay.
It is on the screen now. Perfect.
You're just scrolling through the website.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the options that we have.
Well, these aren't the options that we have.
They will be some of the options that we have. Scotland, Ireland. Again, I think we should keep it.
Okay, wait, go back. So, no,
Go back to
not
what?
that fast.
Okay, where?
Right there. Cultivate Joy in Costa Rica. We got to come up with a fun name. Rip your face off in Bali.
What if it was like, instead of you look great, you'll look great in Costa Rica?
Boom.
The other thing we were thinking about, and
Revive and thrive, girl. That's a good one.
Natalie Bell, great job with the name. The other thing we were thinking about, and we will almost definitely do this, especially because we do have enough time. And I don't think this is going to necessarily like motivate people to book a trip, but it's more of like a gift for booking the trip. There is going to be a limited edition "You Look Great" shirt for this trip. You don't have to wear it every day. You don't have to wear it for matching pictures, but it'll be something themed towards the place or the activities that we're doing. And only the people who are on the trip, and that way we can get everyone's shirt size and ahead of time and all of that and get it all printed up.
Costa Rica with Lit Chicks Read.
Okay.
Beachy Belly Love Yoga. Let's make it a super long name, like Fun Run for the Cure.
I do think that Costa Rica is probably the best because it's probably the easiest for all of us, at least in America, to get to. Audrey, I know that you're not in America, and some of the European trips would be easier for you, and the cool thing about this whole process is once we send out the link, right? If you say, yes, I'm interested in doing this, I'm very close to committing. I think what happens is they survey everybody for your top destinations, your price points and everything like that. They use all of that data to say, okay, with all of your information here, this is the trip that will most likely accommodate most of your needs. And you're picking, I believe, 2 or 3 options for all of the answers. Yeah. So that something hopefully matches up like with one of your top 3s. Yeah. That. Yeah.
Fred said, I'm torn. I've done Costa Rica before. Yeah, I mean,
I have not.
I get it.
Jill said, isn't that what you did for your live stream? Do you remember the ridiculously long name you gave it? So our Christmas live stream was the Carla Marie and Anthony morning show, Christmas spectacular something. Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Melissa said, I would love to go, but I would be traveling solo. So
that's the other thing.
That's actually most of the people that book the trips that you see up there. Most people that book are actually solo travelers. So how this works is if you travel solo, I believe that they partner you up with a roommate, but you can request a single room. It can't always be granted. If you're traveling with someone, you obviously will be staying with that person.
Yeah, and if you do get a single room, I believe there is an additional charge. I don't think it's just like, oh, I want a single room and everyone gets it for free. There's an additional charge. If they can make it work, they will.
Kiara said, do you only take the survey if you're 100% sure? No. It just basically, the point of the survey is to just get an idea, I believe, of our community. How much are people willing to budget for this? What areas would they like to travel? It's almost proof that, like, all right, we'll have at least 8 people. Yeah. If 1,000 people fill it out, it just gives us an idea of what type of trip to plan to the mass.
And actually, it helps because the more data they have to compile trip options, the more likely it will fit into it'll make sense for more people, you know?
I mean, I want to go to Bali, but that's the point.
You can always go to Bali on your own. How much is a flight to Bali?
Susie, great question. Is there going to be a payment plan? There is. They use Affirm, I believe.
Yeah, we don't handle any of the payment stuff, which I actually love.
You can Venmo me if you want.
And then what are you going to do with it?
Go on my trip.
Let's see. Flights to Bali. Get out of here. I thought it was going to be more expensive than that, but it is $1,000 at least to get from here in Seattle to Bali.
But time of year, we were thinking February or March of next year is the plan. But I believe
late winter, early spring.
The week of April 8th, we'll probably have our link to start sharing, and we'll have 2 weeks to collect the data and prove that people care about us.
And what's cool from a behind the scenes perspective is I believe if we get more than 100 people to fill out the survey, it actually unlocks more options for us for the group.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because they then
Not
know.
for the group on the actual trip, but for the group with planning, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. They're something like that.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're still learning.
Yes.
So we're going to have questions, and all of the questions that you have, whether you come up with them now, whether you DM us or email us, that's going to help us. So don't think any question is a stupid question.
You have to be 18 to go, which is cool.
Okay.
Over 18, I believe. Melissa said it's $1,000 to fly from New Jersey to Hawaii. So
is Hawaii one of the options?
It's $800 to fly from New Jersey to Seattle. So
that's true. You may as well go to Hawaii at that point. Let's see. Is Hawaii even on the list?
No, I didn't see it. So the only American options were national parks, which is great, but they were actually more expensive.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why that is.
So let's click on
and here's before you say that, Carla Marie, one of the reasons I wanted to do something closer, whether it's Mexico or Costa Rica or something, I think if we start small and we all do this together and it's a great experience, we can always plan to
Italy
go a little bigger next year or the following year, I should say.
Come here. Let me just.
I got to put this back on the screen if that's what you're trying to do. Here you go. There you go, Carla Marie. So are people, I haven't really been in the chat. Are people receptive?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So say we want to go somewhere where we can do free diving.
Okay. I will not be partaking.
What? Look at this turtle. They don't have that in Costa Rica.
Maybe they do. I bet you they have turtles in Costa Rica.
The Philippines, I've always wanted to go. Look at that. Look at that. He's posing.
That is pretty cool.
Everybody's going to the Galapagos, so that's cool. What if we want to do something based off of writing?
What?
This is going to be a trip about writing.
You can go to Portugal with Denise.
Yeah, no, I take that back. What if we want to climb? Where's there?
Are you just going to go through all the options now?
Oh, we got one option. We can climb in Costa Rica, though.
With who? Jennifer? Who's climbing?
But that is, what's cool is that we can actually cater the activities also around what everyone says, so.
Like hers says there are 4 activities that are included. The meals that are included, you have 6 breakfasts, 2 lunch, and 2 dinners.
You go to 2 different cities.
Seems like a pretty good trip. Let's go.
Ooh, this does look fun.
Where is she going again? Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Why is Costa Rica such a hot spot for travel?
Costa Rica has the most expats than any other country in the world, so I don't know.
You mean the most American migrants?
Yes.
Okay. I love that we try to give like Americans that leave the country a cool name, but all other people that come here we call them migrants.
Immigrants, migrants.
See, they're just. Why do we call them expats? Are you still a citizen technically?
Yes, you can.
If you're no, because you can lose your American citizenship
by not being here or by doing something bad.
I believe you can. There's something if you leave the country, if you move to go work somewhere else, you're still paying American taxes.
What?
As long as you are an American citizen. You can essentially, I believe.
If I'm not here, you're not taking my money.
That's not true.
If I own my house.
That's not true. If you are an American citizen.
But if I'm not making American money, why am I giving you my Costa Rican dollars?
Because you're still an American citizen, which means you can move back here at any point and benefit from the American system.
And then you can take my money the next year. Or the fact that you took all my money all of these years should count.
Nope.
Because I have not used nearly a quarter of the tax dollars I have paid.
Do you have to pay American taxes if you're living abroad?
No, I don't.
Yes, if you are a U.S. citizen or a resident alien living outside of the United States, your worldwide income is subject to U.S. income tax.
I have an idea.
Regardless of where you live.
Are they going to come get me?
No.
But when I come back, I got to pay it?
Yes. Allegedly.
Guess what?
However, you may
Take my passport.
for certain foreign earned income exclusions and or foreign income tax credits.
Who does the IRS think they are?
They're bill collectors.
Internationally?
Yeah.
No.
The International Revenue Service. I know that's not what they are.
Like, come find me on my hut in Costa Rica.
Yep.
If that's the case, I want a job for them. I'll go travel the world and collect bills.
That's the thing. They don't have to travel the world. They just have to wait till you come back.
Well, I'm not coming back.
But that's the thing. Then you just get rid of your U.S. citizenship anyway, and now you don't have to worry about it.
That would be a fun thing to do. Like, just burn your passport. I'm never going back.
Let's see.
But what if I said no to my U.S. citizenship, but then I went back as if I was going on vacation to America?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Like, what if I vacation in America?
No, that's just a vacation.
If I'm an American citizen.
Oh, okay. And?
I leave.
Yes.
And then how do I have to denounce my citizenship?
Something like that. You give up your passport.
I have to hand it over?
I don't know. I've never moved out of America. I love how when Carla Marie is right about something, everyone just goes, no, Anthony, Carla Marie is right. But when I'm right about something, people have to go, I'm sorry, but Anthony is right. Like, I'm so sorry, Carla Marie. I can't defend you blindly here. Anthony is right. Oh, man. All right. So it looks like Carla Marie is leaving America, not paying American taxes.
I'm on the run.
You don't make enough money for the IRS to chase you down.
No, but that's the thing. They will chase me, but they know exactly where Jeffy B is, and they're not going after him.
I do bring that up every time we talk about taxes on the Morning Show podcast.
It doesn't make sense.
People get all riled up when they say, oh, well, we're going to, fund the IRS more, and they're going to have more IRS agents. And they think those IRS agents are coming after us. They're always going to come after us. The IRS is always going to have enough money to bother you and I or you in the chat. The reason the IRS needs more money is because when you're trying to track down someone like Jeffy B, they have tons of lawyers, tons of accountants who are trying to hide their money everywhere and keep them from paying taxes.
If you don't know who Jeffy B is, Jeff Bezos, the co-founder of Amazon.
Exactly. The IRS is always going to come after the little guy. So funding the IRS more actually doesn't impact the little guy. Now, if you're making $70 million a year and you're trying to hide your taxes, it might affect you if the IRS has more funds.
I think we should cancel the IRS.
And then how would you build roads?
We have them.
And then how would you fix roads?
They're not. They don't fix them. So
maybe if they had more money, they would.
You're kidding.
How much that West Seattle Bridge?
Yeah.
Know how when they found out it was like falling apart, they had to fix it? Who do you think does that? What kind of money do you think does that?
Tax dollars.
Yes.
That was the only time they used it.
When cities build out their internet.
Who doesn't have internet?
A lot of people still don't have reliable internet.
Reliable internet.
Yeah.
But that city can pay for it.
With?
Their local tax dollars. We have internet. We have roads. Stop taking my money here.
What?
Marijuana. Said,
go for it. I don't see it.
Watching CM's villain arc as she becomes a libertarian.
Yeah, Carla, we don't need no roads. Where we're going, we don't need no roads.
Tacoma Swifty said, please don't remind me I still need to do my taxes. When I tell you that there is like the visceral reaction that my body gets sick. Honestly, I will probably get a cold and a sinus infection when I sit down to do my taxes.
You know what's funny?
That is the one thing I do miss about having a regular job.
Yeah, you just...
Here's my W-2.
Yeah. Whoop. Although for us, it was also, I mean, when we started doing endorsements and social stuff, it became a little more convoluted.
But now it's like...
But now, Washington's one of the states where they are testing out the pilot program of if you just have, what is it, a 1099? What do you get from a regular job? What's
a W-2.
A W-2. We get 1099s, right?
Yes.
Yes. So if you just get a W-2, where your taxes are essentially taken out of your paycheck by your employer every month, Washington and I believe 9 other states are in the pilot program where there is a free service now.
Yes.
You just go to the website, you plug in your info, and you're done. And that's like that.
Yeah,
is
why
incredible.
am I paying TurboTax to do the same? Like, what?
Do you know why? Because TurboTax pays the government to make you go through their hoops, jump through their hoops, and pay them.
Not doing your hoops anymore.
Because the system's broken,
But,
Carla Marie.
luckily we do have a bookkeeper. Tell you what, she does our like business stuff, and it's just one paper, and we're like, here's our taxes, we're done. It's amazing. It's the personal stuff where it gets a little, and there's nothing
because
I hate
writing
more
off
than
strippers is very difficult.
nothing I hate more than looking at the amount of money I spent.
Yeah, you know how you fix that?
Stop spending.
Stop spending. You know what's crazy? We could fix like every problem in the world if we just stopped spending money.
Yeah, that's how people do things.
Just bring down the whole system,
Yeah.
and then we restart it. Because they can't do anything without us.
The other day I was like, I'm not spending any money today. I'm not doing it. And then I realized we ran out of cat food. That was $200. Something else happened, and I was like,
Sunali said, wait, is New Jersey one of those states? I don't know which states outside of Washington are the states that are trying that pilot program with your W-2, but a quick Google will probably give you that answer.
Meg Zeroni said $200 for cat food. What? So that would probably
It's 4 cats.
4 cats in a month's worth.
Yeah, those suckers.
It was like $180, I think, and that was also including their probiotic.
Fred the Mailman said the stripper write-off is scholarship to interpretive dance academy when I itemize. That's great.
Yeah, I spend probably
man.
minimum $200 on cat food a month.
Yeah, they're those little suckers. They
Those
eat a
little
lot.
robot ads paying for their food.
So
They work, those babes.
now that we're talking about taxes, I have to tell this story. So when did I go to that bachelor party? February?
Which
Last
bachelor?
month, the one in
yeah.
New York. So a month ago, I went to a bachelor party in Wyndham, New York. And the guys that I was hanging out with, I've known most of them for like almost 20 years. And I have a great relationship. We talked about a lot of different things, from video games to relationships to politics to everything, and a lot of sports because it was NBA All-Star Weekend. And one of the guys, who I'm very good friends with, is a very nice guy. He kept talking about how he's moving to a new state. He's leaving New Jersey. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. He's showing us his house. He's got all his property because he's leaving. He's not living in
The
New
suburbs
Jersey
of
or
New Jersey.
Washington or California, where, places there's no room for anyone anymore.
Well, there's room in Washington, just not in Seattle.
That's true. So he starts talking about moving to Louisiana, where he's buying this house.
Louisiana.
And we're talking about how excited I am to visit him, blah, blah, blah. Monroe, Louisiana is where he's going. And he kept saying something about how he's like, yeah, I can't live in New Jersey. I mean, these taxes are terrible, blah, blah, blah.
They are.
I said, yeah, I mean, taxes in New Jersey, not easy.
One of
You're
the
paying
best
a lot of
school
taxes.
systems in the country, though.
And because this is something that I research a lot and read a lot about, I was like, yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm not defending that. Paying taxes sucks. Like, it sucks a lot. Because you work and then you look and you're like, oh, well, I made this much money. Nope, psych, I made this much money. That feeling stinks. So, but you will realize that when you look at most like quality of life lists, there are certain states that always end up near the bottom. And they don't have the taxes that you have in New Jersey. And he was like, I don't believe you. I mean, I've been in Louisiana and I love it. And I said, I'm not saying Louisiana's a bad state. I'm just saying that on the quality of life surveys, in almost every single study, there are 4 states that are always at the bottom.
Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi, or
Correct.
Missouri. Oh.
Mississippi. Missouri's not high on the list for a lot of them either. And we kept, and I was trying to hold myself back for most of the weekend because he kept saying it over and over and over again. And I was like, I finally broke. And I was like, well, just so you know, I'm sorry, but I have to say this. And he didn't believe me. And then he started looking up all of the quality of life
Surveys
lists and surveys and whatnot. And he could not believe how many quality of life lists New Jersey was near the top of.
Yeah, well, because believe it or not, there are great things offered to you.
Yeah.
Living there.
You're a suburb of 2 gigantic cities with
Philly
New York to the north and Philly to the south. You're still pretty close to DC. You're still pretty there's a lot of places you can get to.
But New Jersey has some of the highest paid teachers, some of the best funded school systems. Yes, we can complain about potholes and stuff in New Jersey, but for the most part, the infrastructure is pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not amazing. It's good. You do have public transportation. A lot of places don't have that. And then you go to places like Alabama, where it's the worst school system in the country. The healthcare is absolutely horrendous. And it's like, okay, well, maybe my taxes are going somewhere.
Washington was also very high on the quality of life surveys. We don't have a state income tax, but property taxes and things like that. I mean, listen, the tax man's always going to get you. They're always coming for you. Yep. Let's see. The New Jersey highway signage sucks, though.
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. We probably don't realize the signage as much.
Signage sucks here.
But we know.
In Florida.
Here, but think about it this way. If you're from the area, you probably don't realize that your signs stink because you know where you're going.
That's fair. So states need to start building signs for out-of-towners.
Yeah.
Because Florida, it's like, oh, that was it. Dude, why did you put the sign over here?
That happens to me in Washington all the time. And what happens all the time, specifically in Seattle, especially if you're not from here, is they built a new tunnel that only opened during the Panini, right before the Panini.
No, it opened like 2018.
No, it didn't. Did it?
Yeah, because
right before the Panini it opened.
Yes, 2 years.
Was it really 2 years?
Yes, because it was just me, you, and Gordon. We didn't have Evan in Alabama yet.
Oh, weird. I thought it was okay. Anyway,
maybe fall, but yeah.
Either way, it opened somewhat recently, and not only do you somewhat lose service in that tunnel, but
Google
Maps, I don't think is aware that there's a tunnel there yet. So when you're trying to get to the stadiums, you end up going through the whole tunnel, missing your exit, and then you have to turn around like a mile and a half down the road.
Or you just know.
Or you know.
That I don't understand how you do it every time.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't do it recently. I haven't done it recently.
When did...
Wow, it opened in 2018.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scotty. Huh. Would you look at that? And Fred the Mailman said, the taxman has been a villain since the days of Robin Hood. I agree.
Guys, the tunnel opened to traffic on February 4th, 2019.
Oh, there you go.
But I think it was...
The viaduct closed in 2018 because we got to do the walk on the viaduct, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. And then we walked through that tunnel.
Who said they did a run? Someone
Scotty.
Here. Okay.
Fred the Mailman and Meg Zeroni are talking about the horrible signs in Puerto Rico, and Fred said that the signs in Puerto Rico show you what road you just missed. I'm not kidding.
Well, maybe if they...
That happened as well.
Maybe if they had more tax money, they'd be able to build more signs. Oh, man. Again, I don't like paying taxes. I want to just be very clear about that. I just understand
I get it.
I understand that a large portion of those taxes go towards useful things. I also understand that a large portion of those taxes go to things I do not agree with.
If all the billionaires just gave their money,
like their tax money?
Yeah.
Yes. Things would be a lot easier.
If they actually just paid their bills.
Instead, what they do is they set up their like charities that go towards their favorite art museum, and they get to not pay taxes because they gave, $30 million to a mask at the Met. Stupid.
I would like to see Mackenzie Scott's next money that she gives just to the government for taxes. Not for her own taxes, to cover some of ours.
Alrighty, it is time for us to get out of here. Scotty, feel better. He said he's not feeling great, so he's going to take his ass back to bed.
Damn.
Appreciate all of you. We'll have more information on this group trip, hopefully by
April 8th.
Early April. We'll figure that all out. If you have any questions that pop up in the meantime, email us, hello@carlamarieandanthony.com. That way we can get those questions to the appropriate contacts that we have. Carla Marie, any final words?
Hold on. There's definitely going to be something. Give me a second. What's going on this weekend?
Okay, well, I think it's time to go.